Why is an alien flying over a CIA secret site inside a US military base in Iraq in 2018? And no one walking below had any idea, heard, or saw this. It was accidentally captured by a thermal camera on a high-altitude military drone providing perimeter security. Why? Let me tell you. Hello guys. Today we will give you the rest of the available information on the Jinn or the aliens some people encounter or come in touch with in one way or another. All this information are taken directly from the Quran and the Prophet's statements called Sunnah. The first thing you need to know is that there are three main races of them, and those are the race that has wings, that's the first one, and can fly. Second one is the race that takes shapes of dogs, snakes, scorpions, and demonic looks. And then you have the third one, which is the one described as the ones who travel and move all over the world and settle in certain places. So these are the main races and categories, from which we have some subcategories, just like humans. In humans, for example, you have Asians, just as an example, as a main race, and then you have Chinese, Filipino, Vietnamese, and so on. And they don't actually look alike. Their physiognomics and skin color and hair are different. You know that. Some things, same thing is with aliens. You have a lot of subcategories, but most of them can shape-shift and take shapes of different animals, or even sometimes they take the shape of humans. Well, that is an ability that humans do not have, and even more, they can occupy the bodies of humans in what we call demonic possession. When they do that, the human becomes just a vessel with no control over his movements or actions. In that state of possession, humans can show incredible power and strength that is not usually possible for a human body. Also, they can speak in different unknown languages. Basically, the human body becomes a tool for the possessing demon to control as he or she wishes. Yeah, there are she's, females as well as males. So we must know that jinn that possesses a body are usually the evil ones that are following the word of their leader, Satan. They are not following the word of God, and they are called demons or Satans, because they follow the practices of Iblis, which is the original name of Satan. And their main goal is to harm humans and to divert them from the path of God, as of course you know Satan promised that he and his tribe will do when he was cast out of heaven for not prostrating to Adam as ordered by God. That's if you go to one of the previous videos, it's explained in a little bit more detail. So God said in the Quran that demons can see us while we don't see them, as explained also in a previous video. They are created from fire flames, and as such they exist beyond the infrared frequency in the light spectrum, and that's why we do not see them with the naked eye. This evil demon sort is destined and are made as allies to unbelievers. You know, birds of the same feather flock together. So yes, demons, evil people, they ally together, and we'll talk about this alliance in some of the coming videos. So, as said, they are different in many aspects. The demons, the aliens, the jinn. Some of them eat and procreate, while some just don't. They live very long lives. They don't eat, they don't procreate, they just exist in some other different realm to ours, and their needs are not like ours and not like the other jinns. It depends on the race, of course. So the ones who eat, their food is what we usually leave, which when human eat, they eat the meat, for example, they leave the bones. The jinn, the aliens, their food is the bones or any meat that's left on the bones after humans have it. They also eat some plants that might grow wildly in forests or deserts. So it was mentioned also that they ride like humans ride horses or camels, and whatever they ride eats the droppings of human horses or camels. So they are destined to eat what humans leave or don't finish or just don't consume, and their animals or whatever they ride eats the droppings of our, in quotations, our horses and camels and so on. So in the Quran there is a chapter telling the story of the Prophet Sulaiman, or Solomon as he is called in Jewish and Christian modern Bibles. Sulaiman is the son of David, or Solomon is the son of David. He was given miracles as every other prophet before him or after him. Every prophet had different miracles. Sulaiman, or Solomon, he asked God to allow him miracles that will never ever be given to anyone after him. He wanted to be unique in this. So God granted him his wish and gave him the control of the wind. And he would command the wind to take the clouds and rain wherever he wanted. He was also given the understanding and the ability to speak all the languages of animals, birds, and jinn as well. Not only that, he was given the power to control all the jinn, or today's aliens, and to submit them to his will. He used them to build him huge monuments and buildings, while some used to dive deep into the ocean and bring him all kinds of treasures, while some of them were just kept in shackles, serving him as slaves. So you see, there are divers. Some of them are divers, and that's probably why we see these days a lot of UAPs and UFOs coming out of the ocean. They probably live under the water, out of our sight. So anyway, Sulaiman, had a huge army of humans, jinns, and birds. Some of the jinn were so powerful and fast that when he asked them, or asked someone of his entourage to, while he was sitting on his throne in Palestine, he asked, "Who can bring me the royal throne of Queen of Sheba from Yemen?" She was coming to him, traveling at the time. He said, "Who can bring me her royal throne? So when she comes, she finds it at my place." And one of the jinn around him said, "I can bring it in front of you before you even get up from your seat." So that is how the jinn are so strong and powerful and fast. Their bodies are able to do things human can only dream of. But on the other hand, that is how they also perceive angels. For example, because angels are more powerful, faster, and all their abilities just exceed by miles what jinn can do. Just as jinn's abilities exceed the humans' abilities, the same is between the jinn and the angels. An angel, for example, let's take one of the angels who are carrying the throne of God. These angels are so huge, the Prophet told us that the distance between the angel's earlobe and his shoulder is a travel of 700 years. If you do the math, considering they traveled by camels, that is more than 245 million kilometers, or even say it in miles, it's more than 153 million miles. That's just the distance between the ear and the shoulder of the angel carrying the throne of God, or one of them, because there are a few of them. Another example is when the angel Jibril or Gabriel was sent to destroy the city of Sodom and Gomorrah. He picked up the whole city using just one of his feathers on one of his 600 wings. Just one feather on one wing of his 600 wings, and then flipped it upside down and smashed the city back to earth. Therefore, the aliens are able to see the angels and are aware of their might, and are aware that Jinn's power is nothing in comparison to the angels. That's why God gave us, the humans, the weak creatures, He gave us certain prayers and recitations that protect us from these jinns, and they can summon the angels to our defense if needed. This is almost everything about the jinn or aliens that was mentioned in the Quran or the Sunnah. Of course, there are a couple of stories and things that happened during the Prophet's life or after him regarding the jinn and the aliens and the encounters, but we'll talk about it at some other time. So God gave us knowledge of their existence. He told us about them and how to guard ourselves against the evil ones. Of course, as I mentioned, there are pious ones, religious, who believe in God, who prostrate to God, pray to God, and so on. But also there are the evil ones, just like humans. So, just to repeat the facts once more, there are three types of sentient creatures created by God: angels, jinn or aliens, and humans. The evil aliens, who follow the original evil one, Satan himself, are called demons, and their main objective is the demise of humans and to lead them against God and right into hellfire on Judgment Day. So let me just give you some last fun fact. On Judgment Day, listen to this very carefully. On Judgment Day, Satan will get in a fearful panic. He will panic in fear, and he will be flying all over the earth, flying over every inch on the earth, searching for the grave of the Prophet Adam, our father, to prostrate to him in hope that God will forgive him. But of course, he will not be able to do so, and God will not forgive him, and it will be too late. That's just a fun fact. So now, if you found any value in this information that I gave you here, hit the like button, share the video. Also, tell us in the comment, what do you think about all of this? And if you want to learn more, or why our media icons today believe in these facts, watch these videos. See you in the next ones. Bye bye and God bless.